Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome to a Smalland video, or should I say Smalland Survive the Wilds. They have gone through and they have changed the official name of Smalland, so I wanted to go through and make a video now that we've gotten an official release date. So what I want to go over in this video is a couple of big differences between Smalland and Grounded, because I know a lot of people on this channel, they really like Grounded, and they're like, well, isn't Smalland around the same thing? Couple points before we get into all that. First of all, the idea of Smalland was out in the public, may not have been in the background, but out in the public before Grounded was even launched. It was actually a Kickstarter that was made a long time ago, and then Merge ended up acquiring it and really jumping into development. But also I want to point out is that there are massive differences in the game between one feeling like more of a sci-fi game, where this one is definitely a fantasy game. But enough about all that for right now. Let's talk when we're actually going to be able to see some gameplay, when we're going to be able to play Smalland, and when we're really going to be able to jump in and get our feet wet with the game. So first things first, guys, Smalland is going to come to early access on March 29th. Now, where it's coming to early access is only Steam and Epic Games Store. Now, for all of our console fans, I'm sorry, but it is not going to be coming out until after the game is a lot more developed. They're coming out and they're releasing early access. They say it's going to be in early access for a year, maybe some more, depending. Survival games take some time to make, but they've already been working on it for a long time. I've been covering Smalland for probably better part of a year and a half, almost 2 years. So I know that they've put a ton of work into this. In fact, I've even played it in early access already. But going through, I think that this game is going to be a lot of fun, but it needs some tweaking, it needs some testing, so they're planning on holding off on console release for some time. I don't know if they're going to wait until the game comes fully out in order to launch to consoles, or if they're going to incorporate consoles during early access. I think it'd probably be a better idea for them to do that, because then they can do some testing, some hashing out, and really make it perfect for both PC and console gamers. So going through, yes, Merge is making the game, but let's hop in and let's talk a couple of different key points that are vastly different between the game of Smalland and the game of Grounded. So let's just hop on over here and let's go ahead and restart this video, and we're going to let it just kind of run in the background here while we're going to go ahead and play here. So first couple of things I want to point out is that yes, you are tiny in this world, just the same as you are inside of the game of Grounded. But in this game, you are a fairy. Okay? You are considered a fairy, and yes, you can fly throughout the game, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But let's talk some key differences, especially in things you're going to be seeing here. First of all, let's talk the map. The map is massive. It's way bigger than the map of Grounded is. And the map is going to incorporate seasons and weather. You have already seen, here's some versions of seasons and weather right there with you seeing winter, and this looks like spring, and there's fall, and there's rain, and there's all sorts of different things that they've incorporated in here for you to get a differential gaming experience by the days you are playing on the map. Now, this map is absolutely massive, which comes with all sorts of enemies that you're going to be able to fight. We've seen wasps, we've seen cockroaches, ants, all sorts of different bugs. I can tell you that the variety of bugs, you are not going to be let down with the sheer quantity of bugs you are going to be able to fight and or tame in this game. Yes, taming is a thing in Smalland, so you will be able to go through and tame up bugs in this game, including at one point we saw a trailer where you could tame and ride a lizard. So there is going to be all sorts of things for you to do in this game, especially with those bugs. Even outside of taming, you're also going to be able to become factioned with these bugs, right? You're going to be able to go through and say, align yourself with the wasps, with the spiders, with the ants, with the beetles, with all sorts of different types of enemies. You're going to be able to align yourself with them, which will allow you to adjust the way your character plays, your gear is, your gear score, all of that for your character specifically. And you'll be able to go through and use your specialized character with your friends' specialized characters in a true multiplayer-esque version of this game. They have made it so you can have more than just 3 other people join your game. It is a true multiplayer experience where there will also be considered some PvP as well in the game. So you'll be able to go through and fight your friends if you so want to, fight other people if you so want to. The way it worked before is you started a server. Yes, you have your own server. You started a server and you can either make it so it's welcome for everyone to join or just your friends to join. It just depends on how you're wanting to play the game of Smalland. But that's just a couple of small things. The other things that are going to be coming is more and more questing systems. There's actually a large amount of quests and a large amount of NPCs in the game. Yes, we're going to have quests that you're going to be able to complete, and you're going to have NPCs that are going to teach you things, train you things, doing all sorts of other things in the game. Now, the last thing I do want to call out is a couple different things that I have thought about from the Discord and from just watching the trailer. We've been able to see already throughout gameplay that we have something that looks like owl statues all over the place, right? There's owl statues all over, and inside of the Discord, you can do something in there called Praise the Owl. Yes, Smalland has its own Discord, and you can go there. So I feel like owls are going to be a very, very big part of this game. But just as a thought for you to think about, right? How important owls are. Now, let's talk why I think that these games are so vastly different, grounded in Smalland, right? A couple different things is just the feel of it alone. I've already said it before, but this is definitely a fantasy game, right? It is a story about some sort of apocalypse happened. All the humans have died out and are gone, and these Smallanders have emerged from underground and are here to build bases to more or less survive and move on and take back the above ground, more or less, the upper world, the small land that they're going through and taking over. This large forest that we're seeing here, they're moving out from underground and adventuring forth as you are in their vanguard. But all in all, this game is going to be vastly different. I'm very, very excited. We only have a short amount of time before Smalland is going to launch. A little over a month from now, we'll be actually in there playing Smalland, checking it out, and you guys can guarantee that Sir Sim-Alot will be covering Smalland the exact same way that I have covered Grounded. I will be going through making tips and tricks videos. I'll be going through and showing you guys how to do different things, going over all the different updates because it is early access, which means they're going to be adding more things throughout the year. There's going to be so much for us to explore, find, adventure through, fight, tame, build, because it has a massive base building setup in it already. You're going to be able to build bases and trees and possibly bring those trees or bases to other multiplayer games with your friends like you do in Fallout 76 if you so want to. There is so many little things that are going to be coming. Here's an example of base building. Look at how great the game looks already, and this is just us scratching the surface of what Smalland is going to bring. Guys, I'm very, very, very excited about this one. Like I said, we have just a little bit over a month before we get to play Smalland. I cannot wait to see all the videos we can make. I'm going to be keeping up with this as they launch even more information while they're getting ready for early access, so you guys can guarantee that there'll be more Smalland content here on the Sir Sim-Alot channel. But thank you everybody so much for watching this one. I hope you guys like it. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.